Hey, listen, boys, I had a follow ask me a really good question. They asked me if there was a line on Ottawa having more points than Tampa Bay at Thanksgiving. I thought it was a pretty sick question. And if I were to make the line, I would have said Tampa Bay would have been minus 1,000 and I would have put Ottawa at a plus 800. Well, we're not at Thanksgiving yet, but the head-to-head between these two is certainly closer than many expected. And as of this recording, the Sens have one more point than Tampa, though Tampa does have 4 games in hand. But Biz, never mind the lottery. The Sens are aiming for a playoff spot this year. I talked to you the other day. This team plays hard for DJ Smith. Anders Nilsson has been fucking lights out. I like watching this team play, Biz.
I feel like this episode, the topic conversation is just going to be, coaches. And you said we talked about it on the phone. And I mean, this is a lineup where if you look at it compared to Tampa Bay's, I mean, it's almost laughable. I mean, I feel bad because in the season previews, we might have been a little bit hard on them, but you're seeing guys playing loose. I know it's easy to say, well, they know they're not making playoffs, so of course they're going to play loose. But it's just like, well, fuck, they're playing hard for him. Brady Tkachuk's continuing to excel. I'm really happy for Anthony Duclair. He's a guy where I wasn't sure. He kept bouncing around. I didn't think he was going to find his game. I don't think coaches took him seriously in a top 6 role in order to sustain it. And right now he's getting his reps. And, in the sample size that we've seen so far earlier in the season, I think he's got 8 or 9 goals. I believe it's 9. He's playing good hockey. He's a very dynamic one-on-one player. I think there's some other things about his game if he can end up rounding out. This is a guy who is getting confidence from his coach being put in that role. I mean, of course, they don't have other guys maybe available to play in that top 6, but it's good to see. And not only are the guys thriving there, I'm sure they're having a blast. The Ottawa Senators fans, they get a nice little treat expecting their team to have been, probably at the bottom of the barrel all season long. Now, it's still early. There's still some things that need to happen, but hey, they're not laying over for anyone. They had a nice overtime win the other night in Montreal, and they're continuing to roll and play well against good teams.
You also got to pump the tires of one of my favorite names to say in the NHL, Jean-Gabriel Pageau. This guy's been on fire. I mean, he looks like originally going into the year, I looked at a couple guys on Ottawa's big-time trade targets possibly come the deadline when they're out of it, just figuring that's kind of how it was going to go, like most people did. How good would he be going to a playoff team? But like I already said, maybe Ottawa can sneak into the playoffs. It's shocking to see where they're at, but if you look at his season, he's got 13 goals in 23 games as of right now. He also, I think, is one of those guys that is, along with a few others on the team, like Duclair mentioned, like Tyler Ennis, there are a bunch of people that kind of their pride's challenged a little bit. Everyone says your team stinks. Everyone says, like, can this guy still play? And they're proving a ton of people wrong by, I think, what you said at the beginning, Biz, of playing really hard for DJ Smith. They enjoy playing for him. He's probably got the same similar new age style coaching ability as you talk about Sheldon Keefe and you talk about some of the other new age coaches that are more positive, Ralph Kruger. And it's a team that I think not only is surprising people, but they're probably surprising themselves a little bit. I think going into the year, you're pretty honest in looking at your team and how good you think you can be. And I'm sure these guys said we can compete. Well, to be where Tampa Bay is right now, they never would have guessed that. That's like you said, all right. That also has to do with Tampa not playing as well as they should have been early in this season. But it's a fun team to watch. Even like Ron Hainsey, I'm kind of looking up and down the lineup right now. He comes over as a leader, and they brought in so many guys from Toronto with Zaitsev. Who was the other guy that came over?
Nemesnikov.
Connor Brown was there. Nemesnikov came over in the deal with, I think, the Rangers or something.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like I said, a lot of guys that were counted out, and they've played great.
Yeah, they've won 5 of 6, 7 of 9. And I'll tell you, Anders Nilsson, he's a guy. He played, that was his 6th team of the decade, Ottawa. He bounced around quite a bit. And it sounds like he's found a stable home in Ottawa. 12 starts this year. He's 7-4-1 with a 2.63 goals against, 9.28 save percentage. I think has him 4th or 5th in the league. He's 29. He's got one more year left at $2.6 million. They were still hungry. Even the game Friday night, they're up 4-1, 2 minutes left. They're still diving. They're still killing penalties. You got to appreciate what they're doing and go back to Brady Tkachuk, Biz. He had 9 shots on goal through 2 periods last night. And he got the big overtime winner in Montreal. So, like I said, man, fun team to watch and fun team to win money on too.
2 things. One quick correction. It's 10 goals right now for Anthony Duclair so far this season. And one thing we forgot to mention last episode, and we were hard on ourselves in the group chat about it, was Bobby Ryan. And all right, you might have had this written down. if you did, I'll let you tee it up right now, because we want to dive into that, because we're a player friendly podcast, and I mean, that's kind of a serious topic.
Great call, Biz, to bring that up. Last week the NHLPA and the NHL announced that Bobby Ryan will be stepping away from the Senators as he takes part in the player assistance program. And we hate to see anybody here or know of battling this stuff. Addiction's a motherfucker. Anything to do with substance abuse, we're obviously pulling for anybody in that type of situation. I know, Whit, you got a little more you wanted to add to this.
Yeah, I had the chance to play with Bobby Ryan. Ironically enough, I was going through old pictures the other day, and I have a cool picture from when Bobby and I got back from the Olympics in our USA jerseys, holding the silver medals with Anaheim right before I got traded to Edmonton. But just a really good guy. Everyone loved playing with him. And for people who don't really remember how dominant he was for a little while, go check out go YouTube some of Bobby Ryan's goals. Filth. I mean, dominant player, second overall pick. And when you've gone through what he's gone through in his life, no one really has it easy. This kid's been through a lot. And so to know him and I don't know what's going on, but I want to send my best wishes, know that the whole hockey community, all the guys he's played with, are thinking of him, and knowing that even in a tough time, we know a guy like Bobby be there for us. So I hope he considers everyone there for him, and I hope he can reaches out to talk to whoever he needs to, and things go well. But do yourself a favor and check out the article he did with the Players Tribune. I think it was like 2 years ago, it might have been even longer. But it was about him and his mom, dear mom, after she passed away. And I think that somebody like that deserves for you to check out this article and what he's been through. I think you'll appreciate once you read this, and you'll really wish him best moving forward and fighting the good fight, whatever he's going through right now. I'm thinking of him.
I played junior hockey with him in Owen Sound, one of the most talented players.
How nasty was he? His hands?
He was incredible. It was in junior. It was a joke too, because I mean, he's like, these kids are getting thrown out there against him.
He would truck people too.
I've never seen a guy walk more guys one-on-one than Bobby Ryan in the half a year I played junior with him. But as you said, we don't know what's going on. We want to send the best wishes. I mean, in his case specifically, he's a guy who's making a lot of money, who has had, an unfortunate decline, right? It's kind of like the Corey Perry situation in the last few years in Anaheim. All of a sudden he's making all this money and he can't really get it done like he used to. And sometimes, fans can be hard, and, you're online barking at him, there's news stories about it. So now that it's gotten to this point, whatever he is going through, send him some love, back off. It's not about the game at this point.
Yeah, and having it be public thing doesn't make it any easier. I mean,
right.
We all know people in our lives who go through this stuff, and having it be in the newspapers and stuff certainly doesn't make it easier. Whit, you said his mom. He recently lost his mom. He had a very difficult upbringing. So
I don't want to say it was recently. I'm not sure, but I know that the article was written recently after she passed away.
Okay. We just want to wish Bobby the best as he deals with this going forward. So hopefully he's doing well and will continue to do well.